The education sector in Nigeria got 1.79 trillion naira for the sector, representing about 8.8% of the total 20.5 trillion of the country's 2023 budget. This amount, however, is still less than half of the percentage recommended by the Global Education Agency UNESCO for expenditure on the sector. Princess Ekwe Ajide has the details.
It is on this backdrop that the 2021-2022 Nigeria's Annual Education Conference NAEC, at the end of its meeting in Abuja, called on the federal government to give education a priority in its yearly budgetary allocation. The conference, in its efforts to achieve the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals in education in Nigeria, issued 10 recommendations which, among other things, sought equal access to quality education, ending the dichotomy between federal and state-owned tertiary institutions as regards payment of school fees, free basic and secondary schools, review of the curriculum, digital literacy, among others. Addressing the conference, the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sununu, promised full implementation of the recommendations, noting that the conference would provide the template for the strategic roadmap that education will follow in the coming years. He hoped that all the discussions, observations, and recommendations of the conference will be effectively implemented and called for synergy among stakeholders to sustain the Nigerian education sector.
I believe that the goal of this conference has been achieved. I assure you that the outcome of the deliberation shall be forwarded to the roadmap committee for consideration and inclusion into the Nigerian education sector strategic plan. I sincerely look forward to the implementation of the outcome of this conference, as well as plan to host the year 2023 Nigerian Annual Education Conference.
The 10-paragraph communique, read by the Deputy Director, Joint Consultative Committee on Education, Olayiwola Juwon, also touched other critical areas such as teacher education enhancement, availability of technical and strong institutional capacities, community engagement, and stakeholders' participation, among others.
Improvement in the conditions of service of teachers and instructors in particular, and teachers in general, provisions of infrastructure and facilities, favorable tax policies on importation of equipment, that's for TVET. Public-private partnership should be strengthened, provision and proper management of funds, training and retraining of personnel.
The Director of Educational Planning, Research and Development, Adeleye Adoye, who stressed that the issue of free education has been in the front burner for ages, harped on the need to expand access to quality education. In Abuja, Princess Ekwe Ajide reporting.